Automation. So why the automation is necessary? So we know what is the importance of automation, why it is required. So what is the necessity? Okay, so what is the reasons of where we so recent days manufacturing units take help of take help of automation in operations of production. Okay, so let's see one by one. You all had contributed your points yesterday, but still if you wish anyone wish to contribute, you can. But okay, no problem. First I'll explain what are the objectives of automation. So it's a process, sorry, automation has it is a necessary because it has certain importance in terms of business. So that's the reason we have to know and why it is so important and what is the purpose it consists in terms of automation. Okay, so let's see, to increase labor productivity and profitability. Okay, so labor productivity in the sense, so we have anyhow we are with the help of machines, when the machines are automated, human interventions are reduced but not eliminated from the process of production. So by giving an automated machines to employees, they can produce high productivity with the help of automation system. And automatically when you have a high number of volumes being produced in your production system, so it leads directly to high profit ratio in your business. Okay, next is to reduce labor cost. So the installation of automation system is one time investments for any organization. Yes, agree, the installation of automation system is quite heavy when during its initial stage, and even maintenance aspect is also there, but labor cost is high when compared to automation, because see when we have high number of employees, every month we have to pay them salary, and we have to pay them bonus, and we have to pay them incentives. So somewhere it adds more in terms of cost per unit in terms of manufacture. So when we have an automation, it's a one time investment and it's an asset for the organization, it's a fixed assets for the organization. So somewhere it will help us to reduce the labor cost investing in automation system. Okay, so moving ahead, we have to mitigate the effects of labor shortages. So once we have an automation system installed in an business organization, or say a production lines or a production process, so you don't need to wait for any labor to anyhow the human intervention is reduced to certain extent in terms of production. So you don't need to face, see, some production what we face is, if you have a shortage, if the production is completely dependent on the human work, so it's obvious that we are human beings, we where we work, we all see the ups and downs in terms of professional life and personal life. So somewhere you see the trend has been observed that the employees would not reach what is the expected in terms of productivity or in their performance. So as the automation is completely dependent on electronic devices and machines which are totally operated, totally standardized, there is a sequence design. So this somewhere helps us to come out of the issues in terms of human resources, or say labors. Machine will not say I'll not work for the day, machine will not say I am sick for the day. So that's what it completely depends on the operations and the programs being designed with respect to automation. But whereas it does not happen in terms of human resource. So as we are humans, we are tend to lose the what we say concentration, or say interest in terms of works, but it will not help, it will not have it the machines. Okay, yeah. So next is to reduce or eliminate routine manual and clerical tasks. So nowadays A clerical task in the sense, so I would take an example is a best example, simple example for you all is maintaining accounts. Earlier we used to do it all manually, all debit, credit, journal accounts, journal entries, trial balance, everything used to do it manually, and it is an accountant has to write it down in a books. Okay, but nowadays we have in software which help us a computerized programmed system software. That's what we have in terms of tally. Accounts maintenance is totally replaced, just you need to make an entry and it will fit into the respective entries. Yes, so this is how having an automation system same way in production, somewhere it will help us to mitigate this clerical tasks, which is again cost oriented, because any clerical tasks or routine manual tasks, it has to be paid. That's what the cost involvement in terms of labor. So that's how it helps us to reduce the clerical and manual tasks. Moving ahead, to improve worker safety. Yes, we discussed as in advantages, automation will provide or helps us to perform tasks which are hazardous to human beings. So where they cannot work. Yes, so the example what we discussed was radioactive environment, chemical based industries. Okay, those are somewhere we say those are harmful for the human beings' health. So somewhere these automation system or automation production lines would help us to work or to improve our workers' safety. Okay. Next is to improve product quality. So as an automation system, when the sequence is predetermined of when it is programmed in terms of the sequence where the production line has to follow, so when that is everything is designed, so it allows us to have a quality check. You might have observed certain technically advanced system. I was just going through an one of the video where I observed it is a production of tomato ketchup. Okay, it was a production of a huge tomato ketchup production unit where they have to get the raw material for this tomato ketchup is tomato. So the observation what I felt is there is a machine, it's totally designed and it separates the tomatoes based on their quality and the color. So don't you think this is quite exciting in terms of automation? So the systems will help us to maintain the quality of product. So that machine is what I observed as a machine was it was it eliminating all the not really good quality tomatoes. It separates and it keeps only which are good for their product as raw material. And they do, even though if there is any variation in the color of that product, that also it used to get separated from the raw materials what they actually going to use in. So it's an automated segregation in terms of raw materials. Yes, so that was somewhere it helps us to produce a quality product. So another way is as the program is predetermined, sequence is already designed, so it allows us to maintain quality with regular verification with respect to the quality aspects of our product. Okay, moving ahead, to reduce manufacturing lead time. So lead time is nothing but the time consumed for production. Yes, so with the human intervention or say a manual system of production, it's very obvious that we observe the production time is consumed to produce a product is very high when compared to automation. As machines can work for 24/7. So you see the sequence and the fast and the speed with respect to manual work and automation. So it will help us to produce goods with less production cycle or with to reduced lead time in terms of manufacturing. Okay, so this is all about I think to accomplish process that cannot be done manually. So there are certain production aspects, especially in terms of car manufacturing or automotive industries. So a car cannot be fitted in terms of with the help of one human beings cannot make one car integrated. So you need there are different separate semi-finished products being used, like there are so many. I'm really not good at automotive system, but I can just example. I can see the installation of the car is very complicated, so it cannot be done manually. So the integration of all these elements would better do it in terms of manufacturing. So there are some production units which needs and which has to have an automation system in order to produce. Even the same way, the production of aeroplanes, that's such a huge product for any company which is being produced there. So it's a very huge, a human cannot be performed such tasks. So you need help of automation or electronic devices or predetermined programs or logical series which helps us to perform in a better way. So these are the few objectives. Yeah. Regular quality checks, that's what I was discussing with respect to the product quality. It allows us to have a regular quality checks and verifications with respect to the quality of product, and then we can give a quality product to our customer. So this is how the main reasons or the objectives why automation is must in, or it is very much required in manufacturing units. Okay, this was all about automation of objectives of automation.